So now I'm just going to start cutting you off and starting you back over. But I'm sorry for to get started. Someone just came in and tried to disrupt as what happened before. The reason why my Juice Pro 2012 got terminated. So now I'm watching and monitoring. Every time I bring someone in that I don't know, I'm going to pause them. And after I pause them, I'm going to try to see who it is. Because I've been meeting a lot of people. Some people may want to come on that I may know. So I don't want to disregard those that I have met and may want to come on. But I'm definitely going to stop and pause my full view and make sure I recognize who's coming in. But other than that, we just did the prayer. Now we're going to go into the commandments of Yah. And this is how we're supposed to start every Sabbath. First with prayer. As I was sharing, we don't do the songs anymore because one of my devices is out of pocket. So we won't be doing the songs anymore, starting everything off, but we will start off with prayer and going through the law. And the 10 Commandments, which we'll start first. The 10 Commandments. Exodus chapter 20, for those who may be joining us that may not know. Exodus chapter 20, verse 1, which is the 10 Commandments, states, And Yah spake all these words, saying, I am Yah thy father, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. First commandment, thou shalt have no other deities, which is gods, before me. Verse 4, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything. A lot of people don't even understand the words that's being spoken. That is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yah thy father, am a jealous father, visiting the iniquities upon the fathers, upon the children, which is the fathers is the parents, upon the children, which is the children that we teach, unto the third, the Greek, and fourth, the Roman generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Verse, the third commandment. Thou shalt not take the name, which is his law, of thy father in vain. For Yah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his law, which is his name, in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it hallowed, which is set aside. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yah thy father. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yah made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Fifth commandment. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yah thy father giveth thee. Seventh commandment. Thou shalt not murder. Eighth commandment. Thou shalt not commit adultery, which is laying with another man's woman, or a woman that belongs to a man laying with another man's woman. Or a woman that belongs to a man should not be laying with any other man but the man that she's with. 15, or should I say, the eighth commandment. Thou shalt not steal. Ninth commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. As I always say, which lawyers and prosecutors and attorneys do all the time, because they wasn't there. The 10th commandment, thou shalt not covet, which is want thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet, which is want thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor. Baby, can you bring something in here just so nothing get on top of my... Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, baby. Sit that like that. So no critters can get on top of my fruit. Now, that was the 10th commandment. That was the 10th commandment. Right after the commandments, the people, verse 18, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. Like I always share. I share this every week and every time I read this. When you hear thunder and lightning going on outside, most people shut everything off and go get in the corner somewhere, because they know when the Creator is speaking, he speaks through thunder and noise like that. And our ancestors used to say, the Creator speaking, shut everything down. So it says, and when the people saw it, they removed and stood far off. Verse 19 is your key. Let me get set up and ready for what's coming next. One moment. Let me just get this copy. Verse 19 is your key to Deuteronomy chapter 18 that's coming. Deuteronomy chapter 18, starting at verse 15. It says again, verse 19, this is Exodus 20 and 19. And they said, this is the people, and they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not Yah, God as it says in here, speak with us, lest we die. 20. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for Yah is come to prove you. He's come to prove everyone that his fear may be before your faces, that you sin not. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where Yah was. They drew into the thick darkness where Yah was. What happened over here in Deuteronomy 18? Verse 15, it says a promised prophet. And I always share with everyone, it's a promised prophet in its time. That's when the prophet come that the Creator set up, they come in the time that he sends them. And it states like this, Deuteronomy 18, verse 15. And Yah thy father will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, which is Moses. Unto him ye shall hearken. That means everything that the Creator spoke is law. Whether it's good or whether it's evil, it's law. It all depends on where you fit in what happens in that time. 16. According to all that thou desirest in thy father in Horeb in the day of assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yah my father, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. Verse 17. And Yah said unto me, Yah spoke to Moses, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. This is the Creator, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren. I like to add on, it's not adding to the word, but to add to, for understanding. I will raise them up a prophet from their among their brethren in its time, in the time that he raised them. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, like unto you, Moses, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. That prophet is going to speak everything that the Creator said. Verse 19 is a key verse too. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which is the Creator's, which he shall speak in my name. A lot of people don't see. When people read, they read over stuff. They stumble and read over. They don't sit back and study. Study is when you slow down and understand what's being said. comprehend what's being said. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of 20. But the prophet which shall speak, which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other. 21. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which Yah have not spoken? 22. When a prophet speaketh, hold on, make sure this cast just in case. Excuse me, y'all. Recording stopped. Let me make sure this is cast because I already know that he's in here. Cass, is that you or no?
It is.
Okay, just want to make sure because I'm not letting anybody in.
I just saw what happened there.
Okay, I'm glad you saw it. Put yourself on mute real quick. I'm still finishing up in the scriptures. Thank you. 20. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other deities, even that prophet shall die. Verse 21. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which Yah has not spoken? 22. Verse 22 of Deuteronomy 18. When a prophet speaketh, continue to speak, in the name of Yah. When a prophet speaketh in the name of Yah, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yah has not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. All right. Brother Picard, before we get started, go ahead and tell me what you was about to say, my brother. You seen what happened, right?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
No, I said I saw what came up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have that on there because people, they are what they are.
That's why my last YouTube got banned. And I did a post called self-accountability. It was my fault because I uploaded it without checking it. I uploaded it, it was my fault. And I have to take accountability where I stand. I didn't know, but I should have learned how to use YouTube to learn how to cut, edit, and paste and stuff like that, but I didn't know it. I'm so busy doing so much, doing these and running and taking care of the house and doing so much. The time I needed to take, I didn't take, but this gave me the understanding of what I need to do in this time. That's why the Creator always have us prepared. We're supposed to be prepared for everything. A lot of time we use excuses, but the Creator ain't for you excuses. People use excuse all the time for a lot of, but the Creator is not for excuses. He gives you 6 days to do all thy work. The 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. I'm just using that as an excuse. On the 6th day, we're supposed to prepare for 2 days. For the 6th day, as that day that we're in, and for the Sabbath. We're supposed to prepare for this day. We ain't supposed to be cooking. We're not supposed to be doing no work. We're supposed to rest, and the Creator blessed us with this day to rest because the Father seen everything. He know we will work ourselves to the bone for the almighty dollar. But the people don't understand it. Say again, bro.
That's right.
Yeah, but the people don't understand it. They think that He gave this day for us and it's our day. No, this is His day, but He's giving it to us, and He's going to. I just read it. He's going to prove to see. That's why the Sabbath is a sign. It's not a sign unto us. It's a sign unto Him who's going to do it. We think it's a sign under us. Oh, the Sabbath is a sign. It's our sign. No, it's a sign under the Creator because He give you free will to do what you're gonna do. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't get
You know,
that.
like a lot of people are waiting. You know, talk about Judgment Day, and they're all waiting for the Judgment Day.
There you go.
Realize that to be judged every day.
Come on with it, bro. Say that one more time.
You know what I'm saying? They don't realize that they're all waiting for Judgment Day, and not realizing that we've been judged every day.
That's right. That's the problem that they don't realize, because how you gonna go? How you gonna wait for, like you just said, how you gonna wait for Judgment Day after you're gone? Then you say, well, what we gonna be judged on? You're gonna be judged on everything you do. You see what I'm saying? You said it right on point, bro. Everything we do, we're gonna be judged on. And that's when you pass, that's when your judgment starts. It don't start, it actually stops, but it starts on whatever happened in your lifetime. That's why I remember I used to hear people say, when I died and my life passed before my eyes. Now, you remember when you used to hear that? Oh, I saw all my past doings that passed before my eyes. But guess what's going on today? Let me tell you what's going on today. People are giving testimonies when they passed and they came back, like the people that quote unquote died and their life passed before their eyes. Now, and it ain't happening no more. Now they're going and getting a purgatory sentence. They're going, and when they go and when they die, they say they died and they come back and they say, oh, I've been to hell, I've been to heaven, I've been this, I've been that. That's the same as that time did, but that time isn't in today's time. He's giving you a chance when you when you pass and he give you a vision or understanding, and you come back and you don't better yourself or learning his ways and doing what he say do, even coming out of the idolatry that the world has given, you've been called. He even told one person I was looking at last week. He told this woman, I think it was a woman. He said, yeah, this guy was interviewing this woman. He told the woman, he said, I'm gonna save people through you, but you won't go to hell. I'm gonna save people through you, and like she said, people gonna think they saved and think that, okay, I'm this and that, I'm saved, and they don't realize they're going straight to hell. They think just because they have an epiphany, when you come to learn better, you're supposed to do better. A lot of people learn, they start doing, they say, well, I'm saved, I'm a child of God, I can do what I want to do, and don't know they're heading to hell right then and there. Am I right or wrong?
Well, it is. It's kind of similar to, I used to see these things on YouTube, and I'm only coming now to realize that some of these people were indexing. So they're trying to prove this, so they go down, you can't touch me, I'm indexed, that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
So it's kind of like that. You can't touch them, a child of God. That's not how you behave. It's kind of like over there right now. I'm not trying to. It's not a prejudice thing. It's just explaining something.
Right.
Okay, Caucasians over there going through hell in the sense of fear. Because of what they've done to us.
That's right.
The fact that things that we are about to do to them, they've done to us. Like, I had to speak to one of my friends this morning. You saw him, Nev.
Mm-hmm.
I invited him somewhere where it's all melanated people. And he said, you know what if they kind of they don't want me there? I said, listen, we're not that kind of people. So I explained to him that we, our foreparents, cook, clean for these people. They even give them their children to look after. We didn't poison them. We didn't do nothing to the children.
Mm-hmm.
They turned out to be well-behaved children. Different mindset from if the parents were looking after them.
Right.
And so we are not that type of people. You know, and that's what God got us into this kind of trouble. We love, we care, and we share. We always. So yeah, they're worried like that.
Yeah, they are. Because what they did to us.
But this is all spiritual and going back to Ecclesiastes.
That's exactly what it is.
So it's going to be fair. What's been done is going to be fair. And that's why I said to some people, you know, the only thing I trust God. If you're wrong, you're going to get punishment. If you are evil, but if you're good, you're going to get the good.
Mainly what you're saying is, Yah, here you go, baby. Mainly what you're saying is Yah is just in everything he do.
That's the word, just.
He's just in everything he do. No different than a lot of people keep saying, well, Esau, he going to hell, and we going this and that. No, everybody who is righteous, and if anybody don't believe me, Exodus chapter 14, verse 12 through 23. Exodus 14, verse 12 through 23. He gave you 3 examples of the righteous, which is Noah, Daniel, and Job. Noah, Daniel, and Job was righteous in the sight of Yah. And by them being righteous in Yah's sight, this is who he used to show you that when he sent his 4 sword judgments through the land, everybody who is wicked, evil, not doing his laws and doing his ways, they're going to perish in those 4 sword judgments. But though, I don't care if you got your children, if they're not following your way, you can't save them. Only the righteous within self is going to be saved. So I'm glad you shared that, bro. But we're going to get ready to get started. We back over here on Facebook, YouTube Live. We 22 minutes in, and we actually started that back over. So let's go ahead and get started. We getting ready to start right now. We're going into the 1 Samuel chapter 17. We're going through the scriptures each Sabbath. And right now we're in the challenge of Goliath. This is what my title is. But the title of today's message is David and Goliath. David and Goliath. So we getting ready to get started with verse chapter 17. 1 Samuel chapter 17. Get these, you need these, baby? What's this one? Okay, let me get this other one back here.
Hello, Brother Cass, Sister Beverly.
Joanne say, hey, Brother Cass.
And Sister Beverly.
And Sister Bev. Yeah, he did say he was getting that together. Hope she's doing very well today. I'm getting this together.
He's just coming out to relax and the soul.
Okay. Glad y'all having a good day so far. Get my babies together. All right, let's get busy. Gonna go through the word. The challenge of Goliath. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 1. Now the Philistines gathered together their armies to battle and were gathered together at, Shokol. You can help me out with these words, just in case, because
I would say Shokol.
Say Shokol. Gathered together at Shokol, which belongeth to Judah. See, they was in Judah spot, which belongeth to Judah, and pitched between Shokol and Ezekah sounded like more like Shokol and Ezekah in Ephesidimim, As okay, when you don't know. Your so-called English better than mine. But we put verse 2. And Saul and the men of Israel were gathered together. And Saul and the men of Israel was gathered together and pitched by the valley of Elha. 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 Not ha. Ah.
What verse are you on?
Verse 2.
Oh, okay.
Pitched by the valley of Elha and set the battle in array against the Philistines. Verse 3.
Eli.
Yeah, it could be Eli. I'm not L, E-L. Eli, yeah, Dad. Thank you, baby. And pitched by the valley of Eli and set the battle in array against the Philistines. And the Philistines took on a mountain.
They stood on.
Dang, what I say took? Man, where am I at? Thank you, baby. And the Philistines stood on a mountain on the one side, and Israel stood on a mountain on the other side. And there was a valley between them. Okay, so it's two mountains.
So Judah and Israel were standing?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It was the Philistines stood on a mountain. Philistines stood on a mountain on one side. And Israel stood on the mountain on the other side. So they on two mountains, standing over there looking at each other. Like two hills, but bigger. And there was a valley in between them. Let me go and put the valley in green. And there was a valley between them. Verse 4. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines, named Goliath. Let me put his name up here. He was a champion.
And he came out of the camp of the Philistines.
Yep. Now you know what? I'm seeing they be showing like a little story. They be showing little stories on YouTube and say Goliath. Well, let me go ahead and read a little bit more before because they're saying that Goliath was another nation. They say he was another. But I'm reading right here. Where it says, and there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. Now, Goliath of Gath.
Yeah, he wasn't of the Philistines. If
he was of Gath, named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. Verse 5. And he had a helmet of brass. He had a helmet of brass upon his head, and he was armed with a coat of mail. And he was armed with a coat of mail. And the weight of his coat was 5,000 shekels of brass. That means it was heavy. Shekels, yeah, of brass. And he had greaves of brass upon his legs, and a target of brass between his shoulders. He should have been fast with that stuff off. It's just giving a diaphragm of who he was. And verse 6, and he had greaves of brass upon his legs and a target of brass between his shoulders. Okay, that's verse 6. And the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam. A beam is a beam is like 4 by 4. It's not 2 by 2, but I think it's 4. I think a beam is more like 4 by 4 or 2 by 2. 2 by 2 or 4 by 4, one or the other, but it's thick. And his spear head weighed 600 shekels of iron. His spearhead, that's the head of the spear. His spear's head weighed 600 shekels of iron, and one saying, and one bring and one bear. And one bearing a shield went before him, and one bearing a shield went. So it was his armor bearer.
Yeah.
That was his armor bearer.
Those were common in that day.
Yep.
Bearers.
And one bearing the shield went before him. That was his armor bearer. Verse 8. And he stood and cried unto the armies of Israel. All right. And he stood and cried unto the armies of Israel and said unto them, why are ye come out to set your battle in array? Okay. He's asking a question. Am not I a Philistine? So he's a Philistine. He's Philistine. He just come from Gath. Gath was a certain place in that time of the Philistines. It was just like a land. Like we got Detroit here, and then we got Highland Park. Then you got the east side, west side. You know what I'm saying?
Philistine was the Michigan is the total.
Well, Philistines is the people. Which like the people of Michigan. You know, Philistines, the people.
Okay.
Why are ye come out to set your battle in array? Am not I a Philistine? Make sure I underline that because people say all kinds of other stuff. And ye servants to Saul, man, you are servants to Saul. And ye servants to Saul, choose you a man for you, and let him come down to me. If he be able to fight with me and to kill he, I say he, I ain't talking about me. I ain't putting that energy on me. If he able to fight with me and to kill he, then will we be your servants. You see that? Then will we be your servants. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then shall ye be our servants and serve us. Now, you know, this reminds me of Troy. Huh? Brad Pitt, right. It was Brad Pitt. So, Brad Pitt, right. It was Brad Pitt. So, Troy, that was with me, and to kill he, then will we be your servants. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then shall you be our servants and serve us. Verse 10. And the Philistine said, I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together. See? Yeah, he was bold. He knew they ain't had nobody that's gonna be able to fight him and beat him. He was a bully. Verse 11. When Saul and the Israelites heard those words of the Philistines, they were dismayed and greatly afraid. They were dismayed and greatly afraid. Mm-hmm. Yep. When Saul and all Israel heard those words of the Philistine, they kept talking about what's the name I'm looking for? They saying the people supposed to come today. He's an Anunnaki. He's an Anunnaki. He's this and he's that. And clearly it says that he's a Philistine on here. People use all kind of words when it comes to what's being actually said. And that's the problem we have. I wrote a post on that today. People use everything outside of what's being said. Excuse me, I'm bumping my table. Verse 12. Now David was the son of that Ephraite of Bethlehem, Judah, whose name was Jesse. And he had 8 sons, and the man went among men for an old man and the man went among men for an old man in his days of Saul. I wonder was that what? I'm going to read that again, verse 12. Now David was the son of that Ephraite of Bethlehem, Judah, whose name was Jesse. And he had 8 sons. And the man went among men for an old man in the days of Saul. So he was young, and the man went among men. So the young man went among men for an old man in the days of Saul. I don't understand that. And the man went among men for an old man in the days of Saul. I don't understand that. I don't understand that concept. Verse 13. And the 3 eldest sons of Jesse went and followed Saul. And the 3 eldest sons of Jesse went and followed Saul to the battle. Okay. Let me get that real quick. And followed Saul to the battle. And the names of his 3 sons that went into the battle were Eliab, the firstborn. Okay, make sure I get these. Eliab, the firstborn. And the next to him was Abinadab, the second. And the third, Shamanah. No, I did it again. Shama. Exactly, baby. Exactly. Shema. I'm quick to say Shamanah. I don't know why I do that. Verse 14. And David was the youngest, and the 3 elders followed Saul. 5. But David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem. Okay. Verse 16. The Philistines drew near morning and evening. The Philistines drew near morning and evening, so it is getting closer. You see that? Morning and evening. They drew near morning and evening. That means in the morning, early in the morning.
In the dark.
Huh?
They did most of their drawing to them in the morning and evening and not in the dark.
No, it didn't say dark. It says, and the Philistine drew near morning and evening and presented himself 40 days.
Mm-hmm. So does that mean that they were walking towards them 40 days?
And the Philistine,
Right.
they weren't Philistines,
Right.
and the Philistine. That means that, and the what it was is he came in the mornings and the evenings. So which is he came in the morning sometime, and then he came in the afternoon, what we call afternoon, but it's the evening part of the day.
Okay.
Which is anytime between 12 and darkness. No, let's say 12. Between noon, what we call noon, which is the even point of the day. This is the beginning of the even is when you look at this is even. My face. You got 2 even parts, a left and a right. A left and a right, but this is the even point. You got 2 sides. This is the top, which makes it even. This is what we call noon. So he was coming in the mornings and in the evenings. That's how we got to get understanding. People say, well, he was coming morning, he coming evening. Evening is night. Night ain't evening. The Father said evening and morning is a day, the daylight period. And the Philistines drew near morning and evening and presented himself. And the key is this, 40 days. They don't cross on each mountain. What they going to do, go like this for 40 days? No. What he was doing is he was coming and he left. Come back another day and he left. See, this is understanding. Okay. He came back another day, presented himself and left. Came back, presented himself. What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna fight? We waiting on you. Left again.
So are you saying to me that they were standing on both sides of the mountain?
There was two mountains. Right.
So he would come to the edge of the mountain, present himself.
He would come on that side. No, you're talking over mountain. It's an echo. You can hear it. Okay.
Yeah. So he would present himself morning and evening.
Morning and evening.
Whichever he chooses.
Right.
And then he'll leave.
He'll leave.
And then he'll come back.
He'll come back.
Because it wasn't going down the mountain to the.
No, it wasn't going to them. The key word here is 40 days. See, get wisdom, get knowledge, in all thy getting, get an understanding. See, some people read, and that's all they do. They read, they don't study. The key to this, it says the Philistine, not the Steins, not the whole tribe.
That's the one Philistine.
The Philistine drew near. He drew near. He would come. He'd probably get closer and closer each day. But he'd probably leave and he'll come back. Drew near morning and evening and presented himself 40 days. He presented himself 40 days to let people know what was going on. And Jesse said unto David, said to David his son, take now for thy brethren an ephah of this parched corn. So an ephah of this parched corn, and these 10 loaves, and run to the camp to thy brethren. Go to the camp to your brethren. Told the father told David, go out there and take this over there to, he's the youngest. David ain't thinking about, well, he didn't think about David fighting, but he the youngest. They're going out there and take these to your brothers. You know, they out there standing up and whatever, they ain't fighting. They provoking. The Philistines is provoking them, or should I say the Philistine is provoking. But all of them stayed there together, but just like they did in Troy. Hey, who, or yeah, whatever. But when they called him, they calling him to come and fight. They called Achilles to come and fight in Troy. The movie Troy. So Achilles, every time he come, he win the fight. Okay, and what God said the first time when he first goes, he had this big old guy, had his sword. Achilles came. He was running, got through the sword. Achilles, he missed. Through this other, Brad Pitt, that is, he missed him. He took his sword out. Achilles, which is Brad Pitt, ran next to him, put that sword down in his shoulder blade. I think he stabbed his heart, came out, and walked across. The guy. And what happened? The guy, the ruler of that place, presented him with his staff and said that, and then he asked Achilles, who art thou? Who are you? He said, present this to your king. He said, he's not my king. He didn't like the guy, but he fought for him because he wanted to get his name big. See what I'm saying? Understanding is key. And this is what people don't have. They don't have understanding. They read, they go with whatever in it, but they don't try to get an understanding of what the word actually say. And this is the problem of today. A lot of people don't know they're going to find themselves caught up. I ain't going to tell you where you're going, but you ain't going to be on the Father's good side. That's all I can say. If y'all don't start studying and doing what it say. A lot of people got their way. They want to go away. They want to think other than what's really being said. And they want to think in their own way. When clear understanding is being given, but that's going to be on them. They can't blame nobody but themselves. Because the Father's going to be like, I showed you. Whether you say, I showed you through my servant. I showed you through my people. I showed you in the information. You understood it. You chose not to understand it or understand it or overstand it, however you want to put it. Verse 17. And Jesse said unto David his son, take now for thy brethren an ephah of this parched corn, and these 10 loaves, and run to the camp to thy brethren. And carry these 10 cheeses unto the captain of their thousands. See that? Captain of their thousands. The captain of their thousand. And look how thy brethren fare. And take their pledge. And look how thy brethren fare, and take their pledge. Now, fare, I don't understand what it is for here, for what it may be. Could it mean anything? Verse 19. Now Saul and they and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah, the valley of Elah, fighting with the Philistines. Okay, now they're down there fighting in the valley. Now Saul and they and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah, fighting with the Philistines. 20. And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with the keeper, and took and went to Jesse and commanded him, and he went to Jesse and commanded him as Jesse commanded. See, glad I went back on that. Verse 20 again. And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with the keeper. Now, he rose up early in the morning. Early in the morning. That means that this is at the breaking of day. And left the sheep with the keeper, and took and went as Jesse had commanded him, as his father commanded him. And he came to the trench as the host was going forth to the fight. He came to the trench, where the trenches, where the host was going forth, where they was going to go fight, and shouted for the battle. 21. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army. Okay. They over there, their army, they getting it together. Army against army. 22. And David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper. And he left his carriage. Okay. In the hand of the keeper of the carriage. And ran into the army and came and saluted his brother. They keep putting salute in here. Salute is not our word. Y'all see what I'm saying? I keep trying to get everybody to understand this is not our language. So we got to understand words that's put here is of the English language that the Englishmen put in here according to what the story states. Say.
The word would be greeted.
Say again.
The word would be greeted.
The word will be who? Greeted?
Greeted his brother.
Yeah, greeted or shalom or it was greetings. But what I'm trying to get you to understand, what I'm trying to get our people to understand, I'm going to go ahead and hit this in green. Came and saluted his brother. What I'm trying to get people to understand is this. And I shared this today. I'm going to make a post on it when I get done. The English language is not Hebrew. By the English language being not Hebrew, we're going with it according to what we understand and according to what they say in the English language. But you have to understand it according to Hebrew or the way that the Creator is really speaking. So when a lot of people hear the word day, the word day in English is not as it is in Hebrew. When you say a new day, we know a new day don't start in the middle of the night, but yet still the world has been deceived and they've started a new day in the middle of the night, which they call 12 o'clock. They called it 12 o'clock. And the only reason they say 12 midnight, if you didn't have a clock or a watch, how could you tell when midnight would be? Could you tell?
It's dark.
But you couldn't tell when the middle of the night is, would you? That's the point what I'm trying to get people to understand. You can't tell when the middle of the night is. You can tell when the middle of the day is. That's why it's called even. Because the sun is at its hottest point in the height of the day. When the sun starts going down, that's evening. And that's all we know according without a clock, without a time machine, without a machine that tells time. That's a time machine. A machine that tells what we call time. This is how the world has been deceived, and they can't see it.
Right. And I'm thinking that there's two parts to the day that can give you structure of what time of day is. Like you said, an afternoon, it's at its high, the sun is at its highest point.
Right.
But in the dark, God never dealt with us doing anything at
in
night.
the dark. That's right.
He only dealt. He said in 6 days, do all thy work. So he didn't say nothing about nighttime.
Working.
Right.
We've been adapted to that because in today's time we have street lights and stuff like that.
Right. But he said days, and because we have associated days with 24 hours,
There you go.
they would think that that's a whole day. That's not a day. The light is for day.
That's right.
That is when the light is gone, there's no more day.
It's
now
darkness.
starts night.
Exactly.
So no more day means nighttime.
Right. Now, that's English. And that's a part of what we call Yom. Yom is a point of time. It's not one point in time. Yom is there's many points of time when it comes to Yom. Seasons are Yom. You got the Day of Atonement, what we call Day of Atonement, but it's Yom Kippur, which is actually start at even, which is actually noon, until the end of the following quote unquote day. What we call day, which is the end of the light period, the next following cycle.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. The light period.
The light period.
At the end of the light period,
Right.
that's the end of the day.
There you go. And that's what people feel. It says the greater light and less light. People just wipe that out. People ain't pay attention to greater light and lesser light.
Sorry to interrupt.
I'm listening.
Give Sister Joan
Yes.
microphone.
She got the mic. Oh, but let me say this. Can you hear her, bro? Can you hear
I'm
her?
not hearing.
Can you hear her? Cass, can you hear her?
I can.
You can barely hear her, or can you hear her loud and clear?
I wasn't able to hear her.
There you go. You can't hear you. You can come over, baby. Thank you, Dad. That's what we need to hear. You said give her the microphone, because we seen that she got the mic when she talked. Thank you, Cass. I told you you need to be getting over here. And when I be getting on, I said, you need to talk louder. And they can hear me. Look, get over here.
Oh, be careful.
The input is good.
And all that stuff on
Say again, bro.
The input is good. It's what you said about the language. It's different. And we don't stop to think about that kind of stuff.
This is not our language.
That kind of help anyway to,
Wait a minute, say that again. That can who?
you know what I'm saying? Hold on.
We want to make sure we hear you loud and clear, because I got some other devices that's picking this up.
All right. No, I said, what you mentioned about the language and the difference, you said day, the way it is interpreted is not the same.
That's right.
And as you go along ordinarily, people don't stop to think these things, that the language then is different from today. Because the scripture actually speaks, you would say, metaphorically, or similes, and then those kind of ways. So people have to get an understanding of what it's talking about and the time, so that they can apply it to their lives.
There you go, bro.
So that's all I'm saying. Thank you.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate that for that comment. See, that's what I'm talking about. That was according to the information. So what you were saying, because you said you need to give you the microphone, so whatever you said, they didn't hear.
Brother Cass, can you hear me clearly now?
Loud and clear.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was talking about the difference between day and night. We have been conditioned to believe that 24 hours, there's 24 hours in a day. First, we have to realize what Father said day was. Day is the greater light, which is the sunlight, which is the light that goes from the morning to the evening, which is the evening, meaning that second part of the daylight. The first part of the daylight is the morning, which is from whatever morning, when
Breaking of day.
the breaking of day to the midpoint of the morning or afternoon or
No,
I
that's
don't
what
want to
people,
use afternoon
Exactly,
because
it's not in there.
that's something that was given to us. It's not afternoon, it's evening. He said the morning and the evening from 12 o'clock straight up
Well,
going
you don't
down.
even have to say 12 o'clock because that's the problem with this other brother right now. He's still using the time machine
so
point.
let's lose the clock.
The evening is the straight up
From the
point.
rising of the sun.
There you go.
Till the going down of the sun.
That's right.
That is one day.
A full day.
That's a full day. Now we're talking about the nighttime.
Before you get to the full day, we have 2 halves of the day or just 1 full day?
You got 2 halves of the day.
Exactly. You got 2 halves of the day. You have morning from break of dawn to the even of the day, meaning the complete even point from going up and then coming down.
That's the even.
That's the even and the morning.
Those were the day.
That's the day.
Then you have nighttime. And we've been conditioned that morning and night is a 24-hour day, period. That is the most trickiest thing that they've ever done to us.
Right.
They changed the times. Therefore, people are working when they shouldn't be working. Because he said, in all your work, you do it in the daytime. What is it? For 6 days
do all thy work.
All thy work. But on the seventh day, thou must rest.
Thou shalt not do any work the 7th day. The day is the light portion of the period of the time of the greater light.
And you just can't get people to understand it because they're blinded by the smoke screen of 24 hours in a day.
Yep.
There is not 24 hours in the day.
It's only even in the New Testament.
We counted it by hours. There's never 24 hours in day.
That's right. There's only 12 hours in day that we call it. That we say 12 hours. But even in the New Testament, I think in John, it says, is there not 12 hours in a day? It even tell you that 12 hours in a day, you got 2 halves. 6 hours going up if we want to clock time, talk time. And that's the problem we're using time. Because I tell them, take the clock away.
Yeah.
Take the clock away, take the time machine away, and what you get. How do you tell quote unquote time?
By the signs that Father put in the sky.
And there you go. The whole thing
light tells you day.
Right.
And the lesser
light tells you the evening or the night. Well, the lesser light tells you night. But the key is this. When the Creator said in the even, we don't know according to the actual time period, but we know that the Creator said in the evening certain things. We know that in the evening when the sun is going down, okay, we got to get ready for Passover. We don't have to have a clock to tell us that. When the sun starts going down, we're supposed to kill the Passover, roast it, and in the night we're supposed to eat it with our girdles going and everything. And before the rising of the sun, we got to burn everything. People don't look at that. So we getting off into that, but yeah, that's another point of view. Matter of fact, I really want to talk more about this tomorrow because this is what last week me and his brother got in the conversation and he got hot. He left because he was upset because I didn't agree with the evening being the night. He kept trying to say evening is the night. And I kept telling him that's not right. He got upset.
But it's the book that tells you that it's not right.
The book showing them, but they going with their own mind. And this is why it says the people have been they have the spirit of deep sleep on them. Mm-hmm. The spirit of deep sleep. They can't see. And you try to show it to them. They still, that's the reason why, how do you say it, baby? What? Flesh and blood?
Oh, cannot reveal a thing. Only the spirit can do that. Only the spirit can do that. You can take it to a person, but if the spirit has not opened them up to receive it or for it to be revealed unto them, they won't see it.
They can't see nothing. And
you can't fault them for that because Father said, "I'm gonna put you in a spirit of deep sleep," and that's unless you want to wake up.
There you go.
You know, unless you want to wake up, or unless you're awakening. If you're in that phase where you're waking up, those things can be revealed to you. But people have to search things out. You have to search them out. Father said it is for the kings, for the kings to search out a thing.
That's right.
So if you don't search to find out the truth of the matter, you open your eyes. You can't get 24 hours in the day, period.
You
in
can't.
the day. First, you got to know what day and night really is about. If you don't know that, you're going to be conditioned to the fact that morning and night is a day. That's the conditioning they gave us.
But the key to what not even morning, what night and day is a yom. See, people don't understand what the word yom. Yom is a specific point in time. There's different time spans and time levels. Yom means a point in time or specific point in time. You got what we call in English Day of Atonement, which is actually Yom Kippur. Yom means a certain point in time. You start the evening of the 9th day into the end of the evening, the 10th day. And that's what people don't realize. The beginning of the evening or the end of the evening. Or they're just using this evening. They don't understand the beginning of evening or the end of evening. But they understand morning because they know morning is at daybreak. They understand noon, even though noon ain't in the Bible. Noon is what's really what we call even. Even is the beginning of what we call noon. That's why it says morning and even. Even begins that part of the day and ends at nightfall. That's the end of the evening. But the word end of it is not there, so people can't see it nor they understand it. And that's the problem. Even it's an even tilt. When the sun goes up every day, I don't care. Then people want to go with the equinox. This only it's lesser time in the day and a greater time. It don't make a difference. Every day, it don't make a difference. The sun always is in its highest point every day.
No matter what time you have, it's gonna always be the same.
The same every day. The sun is at its highest point. That's the evening. That's the beginning of the evening, which is when it starts going down. Everybody is using time. They're using the word noon. They're using stuff that's not even in the scriptures. And this is the problem we have today. Stuff that's not, they keep using 24 hours, 12 hours, 6. That ain't in the scriptures. The Father said the greater light for the day, evening and morning is a day. They can't get it. And the less light for the night. If you don't have a clock, how you going to know when the middle of the night is? They're so programmed, and Rome has did its purpose. Yeah. They shall think to change times and laws. You got a clock telling you this is the middle of the night and calling the middle of the night a new day.
Yeah, 12 a.m. 12 in the morning.
By a clock. If you didn't have that clock, you wouldn't even be able to tell the time. You'd just be able to navigate through the stars at night. You can navigate going wherever you're going, like if you're in if you're on land with no streets and stuff like that, or if you're on a ship or a boat, you can navigate through the stars. See, people have forgotten Yah's time. People forgotten God's time. They don't know and they can't see.
Even the moon rises like the sun at a higher point. It starts up and then it gets to a
highest point. Yeah, a certain point, and it starts being at a certain. Sometimes it'll go down. It just moves across the sky. Yeah. Moon, now you'll see it comes up sometime at a certain point. Sometimes you just see it in the space. Exactly. And that's the point. People they go with what they believe and what they want. But you know something? They don't realize that they ain't getting close to Father. See, that's the whole thing. They speak of me well with their mouth and talk to me well with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. And that what's being taught to them is being taught by the precepts of men. Not only the New Testament, everything that you've been taught. I wish I had a clock right here. I was about to put a clock up right there to show y'all that that's been taught by you by man. A clock has been a time machine. A machine that tells time has been taught to you by man, and that's what people's minds are stuck on. The precepts of men. Everybody think it's just the New Testament. No, it's everything that's going on today. It's been taught to you by man. Man taught you that. The Roman Empire taught you that. And this is what you see. Nobody can't. They looking at scripture and only trying to keep things. This whole world is under the Roman Empire. You're still living scripture right now and can't even see it. That's the sad part. And when you try to talk to some of our brothers who you think would catch on to it, because he said, I will confine the wise and make them fools. That's just hitting me. I tried to think of that other day. I couldn't say it, but just can't thank you, Father. It's the Spirit. I will confound the wise and make them fools. They think they know so much. And you try to give it to them, you try to show it to them, you break it down to its simplest term, and they still can't see. They still using today's time.
But the whole thing is that we're all blind.
Yeah, we are.
In certain aspects.
We are exactly. We all are blind.
And though if we don't come together with the things
What we
that
know, right?
And we reason it out and ration out, because to me, I'm looking at the book and it's like, okay, day is the time where you're not supposed to be working at night.
We're not supposed, because
when you got people working graveyard shifts, they're not supposed to be working at night. Everything's supposed to be closed down.
That's right.
After a certain time.
What they say in Revelation 14. He said they should work day and night and they should get no rest.
Yes.
They should get no rest. That's happening right now.
Yeah, people are not resting. They're not.
I got a cousin right now who works 7 days, 12 hours, 7 days a week. We just had a conversation, Sean.
Yeah, I know.
We just had a conversation earlier this week.
That's a lot.
Do you know 12 hours a day, 7 days a week?
How often do you get sleep? Because you work 12 hours
You
a day.
don't get no sleep and your body don't rest. That's the whole point.
It doesn't.
That's why the Creator said He give you the 7th day to rest.
You have no time with your family. You have no time for nothing. Really, you coming in the house, going to sleep. You sleeping most of the day. You get up a couple hours and you're getting yourself together for work. Right?
And think about it. You doing 12 hours. You got other 12 hours. You got things you got to do.
Yeah,
you got to go pay bills. You got to run. You got to get food. You got to make food. All kinds of stuff you got to go through. And don't realize you're wearing yourself out. People is looking older. That's why we don't have a long lifespan now.
That we used to have very long lifespan.
We know that by resting, it preserves life.
Yeah.
If you working every day and work, that's why the Father said, I gave you 7th day is the day of rest. He's giving you that for you. He's seen everything. I shared that today. The first day. Genesis chapter 1 through 5. I'm sorry I'm going off, but I just have to put this out. We don't want to do this in 3 minutes, then we'll go to part 2. But I just want to say this real quick. Genesis chapter 1, verse 5 is the blueprint. That's the blueprint of life. The people can't see it. That Genesis 1 through 5 is the blueprint. The Father's seen everything, Genesis 1:1. He's seen everything from beginning to end, Genesis 1:1. Then everything started in motion in verse 2. He's seen the people. He's seen the wickedness. And then the Spirit moved upon the waters, which is the people. And then the Father said, let there be light, the third, verse 3, which is the law. People are beginning to know the law now. Because why? We all have been under great darkness. What did it say in chapter 1? Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory shall be seen upon thee. For darkness has covered the earth, and gross darkness the people.
Yes. Gross means great.
Great, yeah. Great darkness. And that's where people are at right now. And they still can't see. You try to share it with them, try to tell them. Some listen, some don't. But that's, you know what? We get back to the story because that right there is a whole nother concept. But I'm glad we're here because the reason why we got to this conversation is because we talk about salute. This is not our language. Salute means, like my baby said, it means greetings. And right here, this is verse 22. 1 Samuel 16, verse 22. 17, my bad. 1 Samuel 17, 22, it says, and David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage and ran into the army and came and saluted his brethren in the army. Now I'm going to go to verse, okay, it was something I wanted to add to that. Salute, language. That's the difference. I just want to say this before we get off of what we were just saying. Yom is a process of time. And when we say Yom, we talking about seasons. We talking about days. a day and a half, a full day and a half a day. That's yom. Seasons, years. These different things are yom. In Hebrew, yom meaning different things. In English, we're saying days, and we're putting days as yom, but we're talking in days, but we don't understand that the days that we're speaking of is not correct to what the Creator has said, the way He said it. Even though we have to put them in this category of the way we've come to understand the Babylonian language. That's why it's so hard. Father said we're going to be asleep. We are asleep. Our people are, and my baby said something too as well about we all have to come together. We all got parts of the truth. We all got parts of information. I'm going to tell you, everything I come to learn, I learn through people. Through it first, it's from the Creator, but I learned through people. Everything I know, I didn't get it myself. If y'all think that everything I know and that what y'all think that I'm crazy and I don't know, I didn't get it myself. A lot of it I came from the Spirit. A lot of it came from studying. But I got some from brothers that I was under and other people I didn't share information with or share with me. So it's all kind of things. But the Scripture shows everything, and I stand on what I know. I just leave it at that. Now David hears Goliath's challenge. Now this is the end of 22. We're going to go into 23. David hears Goliath's challenge. That's my heading to this part. And we're going to end part 1 at verse 31. David hears Goliath's challenge. 23. And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion of the Philistines. There we go. See, he came, remember he did it 40 days. And as he talked with them, David was talking with his brothers and them, there came up the champion of the Philistines, of Gath, Goliath by name. Goliath by name. See that? 40 days he was coming. Out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words. And David heard him. Okay, now David heard him. This time, David heard it. He didn't hear it before. See, the Spirit of Yah was upon David. For you that don't know. Over here, just to share with you right here in 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 13, it says, then Samuel took the horn of oil. This is 1 Samuel 16, verse 13, just to let you understand. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. And the Spirit of Yah came upon David from that day forward. And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion of the Philistines of Gath, Goliath came out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same word. He did it 40 days. And David heard them. He heard the words he's saying. And all the men of Israel went there, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were sore afraid. The men of Israel said, Have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up. And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches. See that? Surely to divide Israel is he come up. And it shall be the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter. And will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel. So he had everybody captive. Father said he's going to be like that. He's going to take this and make people do certain things for him. And make his father's house free in Israel. verse 26. And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to this man what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach of Israel? You get that? That's what David said. And David spake with the men that stood by him, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that should defy the armies of the living Yah? There you go. See, now he's speaking in the Creator's name. You see that? You hear nobody speaking into the Creator's name till David came up and said that. You ain't hear none of that. Of the living Yah. 27. And the people answered him after this manner, saying, so shall it be done to the man that killeth him. So all the stuff they said earlier, that's what they said. All the stuff they said earlier. So shall it be done to the man that killeth him. And Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men. And Eliab's anger was kindled against David, and he said, why comest thou down hither? He mad now. Think David taunting him, I guess. Why comest down hither? And with whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride. See that? See that?
He's trying to go on. A few sheep. Like he ain't even got a lot of sheep.
Mm-hmm. And say, I know thy pride and the naughtiness of thine heart. You see that? Mm. See, he know his brother. He knows his brother in whatever the way he knows him. Mm-hmm. I know thine pride and the naughtiness of thine heart. For thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle. He wanted to see the battle. And David said, what have I done now? What have I done now? What I do? And David said, what have I done now? Is there not a cause?
And he turned from him.
What have I now done, shall I say? I say what have I done now, but still it's like, what have I done now? Is there not a cause? And he turned from... What he said, is there not a cause why I'm here? You know I came and brought this stuff that Daddy told me to bring you. You see what I'm saying?
I didn't come because I wanted it.
Yeah. He said, what you? I know your heart, you know this and that. See, now he trying to make him look better. And David just want to know what's going on. That's why you got to understand when you're reading. People just read the story, just read on through and don't even understand what's being said. Oh man, I got a lot of people, some people talking over here. Shabbat shalom. Much love to you, my brother. Sweet day of rest. Eric Cook, same to you, my brother, man. Thank you for coming through. Tilma Yaraji. Hello, my people. Please kindly help me with any amount of done anything to eat. Oh boy, there's somebody on here. And people can get out here and do stuff to make money, and they just won't. It gets me. Okay. Where we at? Verse 30. Is there not a cause? Verse 30. And he turned from him towards another, and spake after the same manner. And people answered him again after the former manner. 31. And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and he sent for him. So, and when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and he sent for him. So, what did David say? What shall be done to this man that killed this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine? This is what David spoke. That he should defy the armies of the living God. And David said, what have I done? No. That's what he said in verse 26. Verse 26 coincides with verse 31. Well, we can see it now. See how these go together?
I was just looking at
Yeah, see. And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and Saul sent for him. Okay, y'all, we get ready to pause right here in verse 32. We're going to start, matter of fact, we're going to come back at 20, we'll start at 26. Nope, we're going to kind of break it up because I'm going to start at 31 and then hit 26, and then we're going to go into part 32. So other than that, just want to share with everyone that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1 to 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells. For the seed of the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye, and don't forget, this is the end of part 1 of David and Goliath. This is the end of part 1, and we'll be starting part 2 in a few moments. Also wanted to share with you that you can always connect with me. You can call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. All right. So also my YouTube and my Twitter, X Twitter that is. My YouTube and my X, which used to be Twitter, is JuicePro33. That's JuicePro33. That's my my information for that. That's my YouTube and my Twitter, and also my Instagram is and one of my TikToks. Excuse me. My Instagram and one of my TikToks is LKHYYM _ the juice. That's LKHYYM _ THEJUICE. Now my Facebook is Mikael Harris. That's MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. That's my Facebook, which is MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. And for my 2 full videos, if you like to catch them, if you can't get anything else, you can always go to my Rumble and my Patreon.com/LKHYYM. That's Patreon and Rumble.com/LKHYYM. All right. So we get ready to say this is the end of part 1 of David and Goliath. And then we'll be going into part 2 in a few moments. Other than that, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. See you in a few moments with part 2. We're going to pause Zoom real quick first, and we'll be right back. Appreciate, love you, and always. Peace. Be right back, Zoom.
Recording in progress.
What?
What?
It was off the whole time.
You never.
I never put it back on because the guy came
You
on.
pause.
I thought I put it back on.
I thought you did too. Did you put it back?
It
on
must have
when
jumped.
Cass came in?
I don't know. I probably didn't. All this time, that was not on. So everyone, you're gonna have to go to Instagram to see the. It was a whole lot we just shared too.
Yeah.
Man. So you're gonna have to go to YouTube Live. Now I'm glad we got YouTube Live on here for the one for what D-Gate recorded. To see the other parts in David and Goliath because I don't know what's going on with this situation. We got people playing games and now I'm forgetting to cut it back on. I thought we was on, so I just wanted to share with everybody. Please check the different programs, the different information. Check YouTube, JuicePro33. check. Oh man, this makes me sick. Man, we missed all that information we just got through sharing. But you can always look at YouTube Live. Boy. YouTube Live, part one. Well, actually, it's part two now because we had an interruption on the first part. So it's actually part two. I think we'll be going to part three on YouTube Live for everything that was just shared. Also, you can also go to Instagram. Instagram have everything. My Facebook, sometime for so long they cut it off. So my YouTube got my Instagram got everything. So I feel sick. Might as well say, huh?
Let's go to Instagram.
Just go to Instagram and check out David and Goliath. You'll see the rest of part one. You see the full of part one on Instagram. Oh man, this is.
No, it's all right.
Now, we're gonna pause you again. I thought you was already paused. Man, this feels bad. We're gonna pause you again. Zoom, which is live. Please, and I'm just saying, Zoom for the full version. Please go to Instagram, which is LKHYYM_the juice, or YouTube Live. Go to YouTube Live, which is Juice Pro 33, to see the full version of part one, because there's a lot that was not being recorded because you'll hear it when you listen to it. I'm just feeling sick. I'll be right back. Say what, baby?
It's all right.
Yeah. Here we go. Be right back. Love you. Appreciate love you in all ways. Peace.
Recording stopped.
Now, all right. Now let's get to Facebook. Facebook, we'll be right back. We thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. And my brother Raja, you don't work, you don't eat. Get you a bucket, a sponge, a bucket, and I got to tell people who is homeless, go out there, clean some rims. Clean some rims to get paid. We got people who's asking people for money and they can get out here and work and make their own job. Stop begging. Our people is bad. Know who you are. If you Israel, stand up and do what you're supposed to do. Man, boy, it's hard. It's sad our people is just not who they're supposed to be and don't take pride. Other than that, Facebook, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Peace. Man, we got people, boy, woo. I don't know circumstance, but he can get out there and work. He can people. If he's not able to work, he should be getting a check. Should. Okay, Instagram. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Love you. Appreciate love you in all ways. Peace. Just, you know. And over here on YouTube Live, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you in all ways. Peace.